My ex-wife called me last week from a block number, crying, begging for help. The same woman who once laughed about taking half of everything I owned couldn't even afford her own apartment. I listened to her fall apart, and all I could think was, I warned you. You never steal from someone who knows how to track every missing dollar. I still remember the sound of crystal glasses clinking and the low hum of expensive, self-satisfied laughter swirling around me like perfume. My 40th birthday dinner. The night everything changed. We were in one of those restaurants where the menu doesn't actually have prices, just poetic descriptions that make you embarrassed to ask. The kind of place filled with people who think being charming is the same thing as having a soul. My wife, Amelia, insisted we celebrate there. But let's be honest, it wasn't a celebration of me. It was a stage performance, starring her, for an audience of her closest allies. I was just the prop, the set piece, the man-shaped centerpiece on her life's vision board. We were at the tail end of the meal. The waiter had just placed a dessert in front of me, if you could even call it that. It looked like a modern art museum had sneezed on a plate. One candle flickered in the middle of it, struggling to stay alive in the drafty room. Then it began. Claire, my wife's best friend, a woman whose smile reminded me of a shark contemplating lunch, tapped her champagne glass with a manicured nail. Ting, ting, ting. That tiny chime cut through the restaurant's noise like a scalpel. Everyone, she purred, a toast to the birthday boy. Amelia rose to her feet, champagne in hand, wearing that beatific smile she reserved for moments when she needed to look like the perfect wife. Her eyes gleamed, and she let the table fall silent. Her parents, her sister, and her 3 best friends, her personal board of directors, waited. She turned to me. To my wonderful husband, she began, her voice dripping with sweet, sticky insincerity, a man of simple tastes, but a generous heart. A few of her friends snorted into their drinks. I raised an eyebrow, but I stayed silent. I'd learned patience. Patience is everything. And to my future, Amelia continued, looking around triumphantly, the one we've all been working so hard on. To my future divorce settlement. The table exploded. Laughter. Screeching. People clutching their sides like they had just heard the joke of the century. Claire lifted her glass and yelled, "Get that bag, girl." More howling. It was like watching a pack of hyenas celebrate a fresh kill. And me? I laughed too. Not a forced laugh. Not a nervous laugh. A real one. A laugh I had been waiting months to release. Because they thought I was the mark. Little did they know, I'd already flipped the entire game board. I stood up slowly, lifting my own glass, my smile calm, steady. "That's hilarious, honey," I said, sipping my champagne. "Funny you should say that." I let the pause linger, long enough for their laughter to falter. Because I actually transferred everything into an irrevocable trust under my sister's control, yesterday. Silence. Not polite silence. Not confused silence. No, this was thick, choking, air sucked out of the room silence. The kind of silence that follows an explosion. Faces froze. Jaws dropped. A couple of them literally stopped breathing for a second. Amelia stared at me, color draining from her face like someone had unplugged her from the wall. Her glass shook in her hand. It was beautiful. They thought they were running a con. They didn't know I hunt con artists for a living. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am not a pushover. I am not a fool. I am a senior investigator in the Special Investigations Unit at a